Today, we're talking about having the mission of interior peace for your motherhood. I'm Sterling Jakewith, and I've been teaching moms how to have interior peace for 10 years. And I'm just like on a mission to grab all of you and be like, hey, this is possible. And this is what we should be focused on because the world is really loud. And you know that. You know it's pulling you in a million directions. We only get this one beautiful life with our kids. And it doesn't matter how old you are, and it doesn't matter what phase of life you're in. You get this one time. And I believe that all of us should have the mission of having as much interior peace as possible. And that kind of captures a lot of the different lessons that God teaches us. He wants us to have a relationship with Him and to walk closely with the Holy Spirit and to discern His will for our lives. There's so many things that go into it. My entire channel is really just about all those different things. But today, I just really want to convince you that your barometer for success, if we're going to use that word, in motherhood should be your state of internal peace or not. It's kind of like a thermometer, and we're like moving up stressfully with the thermometer, and then we're like bringing it back down, right? And we're constantly going through this process. But I want the intention for your whole day to be to check in with yourself and kind of go, oh, where am I at on interior peace? So let me tell you the 4 steps. Step number 1 is being aware of whether you're in a stress state or not. So a stress state is really strong, intense emotion like anger or sadness or fear, like a really intense negative emotion. We've heard it said fight or flight or fight. So we're like fighting, we're leaving, we're freezing. Fawning is one. Actually, that's a stress state where we're so scared of something bad happening that we're like, we love you so much. Here's your toy. You can have whatever you want. We're like fawning all over someone because we're scared. A really easy way to tell is there tightness in your chest? A lot of women are just walking around with like constant tightness in their chest and shallow breathing. And that shows you that your body thinks that there's danger around. And it's like in an alert, heightened state. You're being really vigilant. You're like, there's something scary in the woods. And so I'm always kind of looking around. You have this sense that you're like behind or you're forgetting something or something's wrong with you. Or it might feel really heavy, like hopelessness or defeat, guilt, right? I'm screwing everything up. I'm never going to catch up. These big, big feelings. So step 1 is just noticing, oh, I'm in one of those states, right? We don't even check in with ourselves to ask. We just live as if the feelings are happening to us and we have no choice about it. But that's not true. I'm going to show you how that's not true. So I just want you, step 1 is just to be like, oh, I'm in a stress state. Okay. You have to be checking in with yourself to notice that you're in a stress state. You can't be like checked out or numb. And we do that. We kind of dissociate. We like fly outside of our brain and we're just living in this foggy state because it's painful what we're feeling and we don't want to feel that. So we leave our minds a little bit. That's another version of a stress state. It feels quiet, but you'll know because I'll be like, hey, how are you feeling? And you're like, I don't know how I'm feeling, right? Like you really checked out of your body. So as you begin to do this work and you listen to more of the tools that I'm going to give you, you just first have to notice, what is my current state? Am I in a stress state? And for most of you, the answer for most of the time is yes, I'm in a stress state. Okay. So that leads us to step number 2, which is you've got to calm down. We're not going to ask why. We're not going to roll around in our childhood. We're not going to even pray at this point. Okay. You've got to calm down. And the way that you calm down is by convincing your brain and your body that you are safe right now. And for some of you, praying might make you realize that you're safe. But for a lot of you, you actually need to give yourself a biological I'm safe pep talk before we move into praying. So if that's the case, right, you just need to be like, hey, Sterling, I love you so much. Ooh, it seems like you're really worked up about something. But I want you just to breathe deeply. And we're just starting to breathe deeply. And we're looking around and you just tell your brain, hey, this is intense right now, but you're totally fine. So I'll give you a couple examples. Maybe you're driving in the car and you're dropping kids off at school and you're thinking about all the things that need to get done for the day. Maybe you've got a birthday party on Saturday and you're trying to be prepared for that. And you're starting to feel like worked up about it. Your brain thinks that you're going to die. Your brain is like, hey, listen, there's definitely a tiger in the back seat and it's about to come forward and just like eat your face. That's biologically what's happening in your body. And so you need to just be like, hey, boo, look at me. Look at me. I love you. We've got a lot on our plates right now. It's totally fine. You're really safe in this moment, though. I need you to breathe deeply. You're completely safe and taken care of. God is with you. Everything is okay. Okay. So this is how we calm ourselves down biologically. And then I find that I'm in the state where I'm ready to pray and I can open my heart up to the Lord. Some of you, let's say praying the rosary is really soothing for you. Same thing. Like if a tiger is really chasing you, you're not going to stop and pray the rosary slowly. And so for some of you, you might be able to jump straight to the prayer piece. And so we're just Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. And we're like starting to say that it's bringing your stress levels down. You will be able to feel it in your body because this is a biological response. Okay, that you're in a stress state and your cortisol is really high in your system and your heartbeat is fast and we're breathing shallowly. That's what we're trying to change. So you're going to bring it down and you're either going to give yourself a biological pep talk, which is just like, hey, there is a lot, but you're okay. Or for some of you, you can jump straight to prayer. Now, a tricky situation is when you've got a lot of little kids and a lot of noise happening around you. And so let's say you're like holding a teething 18-month-old who's like clingy and crying. And then you've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old and they're bickering. And you've got like a 12-year-old who is not doing their chores or something. Okay. And there's a lot of noise in the house and maybe it's been noisy the whole day. And that is a sensory input that's happening on the outside. Okay. So that's real. Right? So for example, if you put your hand on a hot stove and you burn yourself, I'm not going to be like, just tell yourself that you're safe and just give yourself a lovely soothing pep talk. Like that was a real external happens to your body thing, but you can increase your tolerance to noise. I have a video on that. You can increase your tolerance to things that are real that are happening so that you can stay calm while they're happening. Right? So you can just be like, hey girl, whoa, this kiddo's crying. Those kids are bickering. That kid's not doing their chores. It's okay. I love you. This is a lot right now, but you're totally safe. Your body is safe. There's no harm here. You were made to be a mom. You can handle this. God is with you. Like, what do we need? And I might take that crying baby and I might go outside my front door just to get some fresh air in my face. Still got this crying kid. You got to be a mom, right? Some ages are just like, there's no getting out of just like caring for them. That's your job right now. But I'm outside, I'm just like feeling the breeze on my face and I'm listening for birds. You can almost always hear birds wherever you are. And I'm just like, this is okay. Because again, your brain, no joke, is wired to be like, this is a problem and you're going to die. But it's wrong. It's wrong. And you can tell it it's wrong. And you can say, this is an intense moment right now and there is a lot of noise, but I am okay. And it will not be forever. Sometimes we're just fighting so hard for nap time every day. Right? And we're just fighting for that like 30 to 60 minutes where the baby is sleeping. But you will get some time. This isn't who you are. This isn't how your life is going to be all the time, but you can do this. So step number 2 is just calming you down. There's many, many ways to calm you down. I haven't done a video on that, but I probably will. Let me just make a note of that. Calming down. Okay. So then you could just stop there, by the way. If I could just get every Catholic mom on the planet to recognize when she's in a stress state and to breathe and use whatever tools she needs to calm down so her body no longer biologically thinks that she's in danger, all of you would improve your lives significantly. We could just like full stop right there. I have so much more for you, but I'm just telling you, if you only do steps 1 and 2, your life will be so much better. But the next step, step number 3, is awareness. Now that our prefrontal cortex is back online, because when you're in a stress state, the brain redirects the blood to the primal part of your brain that's like, shut down all non-necessary systems and get the heck out of here so you don't die. Okay, so we're kind of dumb when we're in a stress state. But then when you calm yourself down and your brain comes back online, then you can problem solve what's going on. But you have to then first, before problem solve, just have some awareness about what was happening. So you might go, oh, I'm noticing that on Wednesdays, when I put everyone in the car at 3 and we go to religious education, that they're a little hungry, but it's not time for dinner. And there's a lot of extra fighting in the car. And the 3-year-old still really isn't good at putting shoes on yet. Like you begin to see the problems and then you can create solutions for them systemic solutions like, okay, when we leave on Wednesdays, I'm going to make sure I have string cheese for everybody. Everybody's going to get a string cheese. That's easy. And then I'm going to have the older kid be in charge of putting shoes on the younger kid. And I'm going to trigger us getting ready to get in the car 15 minutes earlier than we need to. Because it just does. It takes 15 minutes to get kids from, hey, we have to go, to shoes on and to the car. I don't know why it takes that long, but it does. And so if you have awareness of how we got into the stress state, you can then solve for that problem. So step 3 is awareness about what's going on. And then step 4 is solving it. Most moms are moving from fire to fire to fire. And so we never do this step where we slow down and go, how did that happen? And can I prevent that from happening? You are so clever. You are so clever. You are so good at solving problems. Moms are so strategic, but you're not when you're in a stress state. My goal for all of you is that your mission in motherhood is to have interior peace. Interior peace is going to be evidence that you are walking closely with the Lord, that you're doing what he wants you to do, that you believe in him, that you think that peace is possible in any situation, which it is, right? That's that Peter on the water thing, right? Peter on the water with the storm around him. As long as he was looking at Christ, he was okay. And then when he started looking around at his feet in the water in the storm, then he was sinking. And I think we do that a lot. We look around at the stuff around us and then we just start believing a bunch of lies instead of looking at God and being like, I'm okay. I'm really safe right now. He's got me. And he made me to handle this. I can handle this right now. And then when we calm down, we can start systemically solving problems in our lives, building systems that make our lives a lot easier. Okay, so if you want interior peace, you got to recognize when you're in a stress state. You got to calm yourself down. Get your brain back online. You have to biologically get your body to be like, there are not tigers and you're not going to die. This is a lot. I'm super into validating. I'm not like, offer it up. This is fine, right? We want to be like, yeah, this is a lot, whatever you're dealing with right now. I would come into your life and say, yeah, wow, but you're not going to die. And that's what you want to get your brain on board with. So we're going to bring it down. We're going to calm yourself down. Then you're going to ask yourself, whoa, what was going on? And can I put something in place to solve that problem ahead of time, the next time that it comes up? And if you do this, your life is going to get so much better. So much better. Okay, now, if you want to learn about how God only gives us grace for our real problems and not our imaginary problems, I want you to watch this video because that is a game changer. Okay, if you are trying to problem solve for a problem that isn't real, it's like a made up problem in the future, the Lord's sitting around like, hey, I can't help you with that. So I want you to go watch this video about how God does not give us grace for our imaginary problems. All right, you guys, I love you. I'm praying for you. Please pray for me and have a blessed day.